Hey everybody, Steve Hernandez here, back at it again with another great video for you all. This one's going to be at Point Reyes National Seashore. The trail is going to be called Alamere Falls via Coast Trail From Palomarin. If you guys are new here, my name is Steve Hernandez here. I post videos here once a week, mainly about my reviews on hikes, but I'm also going to be incorporating food in here because I love to treat myself personally after these long hikes, and nothing better than eating a really delicious meal after you're hiking for about like 3+ hours. So I plan to incorporate that into my future videos. If any of that is interesting towards you, I would really appreciate a like, a subscribe, and also hit the notification button, because you're obviously not going to want to miss whenever I post my food videos, but also my hiking videos, because some of them are pretty great. But I really appreciate it if you do that, like, comment, and subscribe. But again, this is going to be a Point Reyes National Seashore, and the trail is going to be called Alamere Falls via Coast Trail From Palomarin. Please wait to the very end. That's where I think you get the most from my videos. It's where I break down the hike, I give my thoughts on it, details about it that if you're planning on doing this hike, you won't want to miss. And right off the bat, I will say this is probably one of my favorite hikes just because of what you get to see at the end. Just a quick hit to Waterfall. But it was gorgeous and amazing. Honestly, it made this whole hike worth it. It was gorgeous. So enjoy the video, watch it, and I hope to see you at the very end for a breakdown. Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. So now let me give you a breakdown of the hike. So with all my hikes, I track it two ways to try to give as much detail as possible. I track it through the All Trails app that I use on my phone, but I also track it through my Apple Watch as well. So according to the Apple Watch, no, actually, I'll go All Trails app first. According to the All Trails app, it was 8.5 miles. Elevation gain was 1,332 feet. Moving time was 3 hours and 57 minutes. Total time was 3 hours and 42 minutes. And calories burned was 1,804. According to the Apple Watch, it was 8.4 miles. Elevation gain was 1,385 feet. Active calories was 1,017. Total calories was 1,425. And my average heart rate was 86 beats per minute. And I'm probably going to sound like a broken record. Please try to get up and do this one early, because there's a lot of foot traffic. This one's probably one of the popular ones to go to, and people like hiking this one. And some tips and some notes about this hike is that in the beginning it gets really, really narrow. So if you are going in the midday, you're going to hit a lot of foot traffic going to the hike and people coming back. So it's going to get really, really narrow. And maybe you're kind of claustrophobic, or you don't like huge crowds right now, obviously with COVID and everything still going on. Maybe that's not the best for you. So if that's the case, again, recommend just going early where there's just like little to no people. And some tips on the hike. So in the first mile, it's pretty flat, it's really easy. But then mile 2 gets pretty steep, then it kind of flattens out. And in mile 3, you can see like some redwoods, some huge trees. I spent a little bit of time there just kind of like relaxing. It was gorgeous to see some giant trees. But for this one, I will say, please download the All Trails app. This one's probably one of the crucial ones, because this happened to me. So I obviously use the All Trails app whenever I'm hiking, but with this specific hike, it diverts at some point because it's a shortcut. So there's the normal way, and I'm gonna show like a little graph here on kind of like what I did. And so on the normal trail, it kind of leads you to go all the way around to the beach and then get to the waterfall that leads to the beach. But there's another trail where you can kind of just cut across, and you kind of, basically you just cut across. But if you're not paying attention, you can pass it really quick. And I almost did if I didn't see my phone kind of like a little bit of a quarter mile in. I was like, hey, I kind of like missed that that divert, or that little kind of like stray away, or that path that I was going to go to. And if I missed it, I would have to probably add like another 3-4 miles to my hike. So if you don't want to add more miles to this hike already, please make sure you have the All Trails up so you know when to divert. And then once you divert, it gets really narrow, the path. So be careful with things that you're carrying. I always wear kind of like sweats and long sleeves, so I'm like fine with bushes and things coming on my skin. But if you're sensitive, please wear long sleeve. Please wear sweats or kind of like longer pants if you have any, because the trail gets really narrow, because you're kind of going in between bushes. Another huge tip. Please bring hiking shoes for this one specifically. Obviously, you should get hiking shoes just generally whenever you're hiking, but with this one, please do, because it is a trek. Whenever you're diverting, right? Because I said that this is the trail that I did. I diverted. It's gonna be a trek to get down, because you have to climb down now to get to the beach and to see the waterfall. And when you're climbing down, you're obviously going through rocks, and the rocks are pretty slippery. It's not a lot of grip in some of these rocks. So there were moments where I almost slipped, but I caught myself because I did have hiking shoes. They had enough grip on them where I was able to catch myself again. But I saw people when I was leaving, heading back to the car, families and just individuals or couples were coming back or going to the hike, kind of go down to the beach if they were going to do that, with Chucks, with like tennis shoes, with normal shoes. And I'm like, yeah, you're just asking for an injury there. Sprained ankle, you fall on your back, you fall forward, you hurt your hand, things like that. So please bring your hiking shoes on this one, because you're going to be climbing down, you're going to be climbing back up those same rocks that you're going to. If you do plan to do the divergence or the other path that I did, and when you cut across, basically a shortcut, I don't know why I call it divergence, shortcut that you cut across instead of having to go all the way around going to the beach and adding another like 3+ miles. Total, again, it was like 8 miles total, right? So I shaved off like 2 to 3 miles, but it was a little bit of a trek to get down. And honestly, this was probably one of my favorite hikes. it was just gorgeous, honestly. Yeah, there was like little waterfalls also in between leading to the big one. So as soon as the shortcut kind of ended, then you were able to see waterfall. You're able to see like tinier waterfalls, and then you see the big one, obviously the one that everybody wants to see. And honestly, it was great. It was mesmerizing. It was gorgeous to just kind of be there for a little bit, enjoy. But it does get really packed really quickly. Even though I went super early, there was already people there. And usually I get up really early, and whenever I do my hikes, I don't really interact with a lot of people. So I was very surprised when I did go on this one. I saw a good number of people. So again, this was probably one that, you know, if you really want to do, go early. Please do it, because it gets packed. Because as soon as I started coming back, there was a bunch of people coming in, and it was just like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to deal with that right now. But a quick summary of everything. If you're gonna do this hike, please download the AllTrails app, because there's gonna be a shortcut and you're not gonna want to miss it. Please take hiking shoes, because you're gonna have to climb down and climb up rocks, and you're gonna need a good grip on it. Obviously, you're definitely gonna need the hiking shoes. And then the third thing I'll probably just kind of throw in there, because I think it's just like a must. Please bring water, 2 liters of water, because you're always gonna need water. Who's not gonna need water? Obviously, take your phone as well, because you can take some gorgeous pictures. If you guys have reached this far, I really appreciate it. I appreciate if you have liked, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button. If you haven't done so, go do it. You know, it takes like 2 seconds. It's fine. You're great. You know, help me out. Help push this content out if you find it useful. Informational at the very least, right? So I really appreciate it if you have reached this far. Also, go follow me on other social media accounts. Steve Don Hernandez SJ. Post edited pictures there. Same thing, once a week. So obviously there's pictures that I can't post on here because it's all YouTube. So go catch me on there. I think I have some pretty nice pics. I don't know. You can be the judge of that and let me know if anything. But I hope to see you to the next one. I hope this was helpful and informational. And if you do actually decide to do this hike, let me know in the comments, and if there was something I should have said more, or there was more details that I should have done. Just let me know. I'm more than happy to provide as much information as possible. Well, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, y'all.